Hey, Sharon. Good to see you. Oh, you've been messing them? Hey, Janelle. I almost messaged you a few minutes ago. Awesome. Angelique, good to see you, everybody. Much love. Blessings. I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit. Miss everybody. Coming, Sharon coming next week. Oh, we're about to get it. We've been getting bad storms for like the last hour, and we got another one coming now. Let me show you. It's dark over there compared to over here. That's the bay. That's Chesapeake Bay across there, about 11 miles. Oh, I got you. I got you. My mom just made me and Bo some, I guess you would call it Italian cucumber casserole, like, sliced up and in a jar with, I guess, bell peppers and did you? These just popped up. I guess about an hour and a half now. They just come out of nowhere. We weren't even calling for any weather today. Tomorrow, definitely. Yeah, it's really good. Mom, she puts the bell peppers and the dill and some other stuff in it. But my problem is I can't let them stay in there long enough. I eat the whole jar in less than a day. That's my favorite. Dang on it. I didn't. Me and Dad usually put in a decent sized garden every year. We didn't do it this year with everything going on, but I'm thinking about. I'm trying to remember. I might be too late, or it's time. It's about time. I wanted to get some kale and some turnips in. I'll have to look at my book. I started writing it down, and Dad he raises some German shortleaf. It's really good. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, kale's good. I love it. Good for the body. Yep. Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna talk to y'all about a couple. I had a strange experience. Well, probably the most craziest experience that I've ever had in I don't know since I've been doing this. Um, but I'll see if anybody else comes in before I tell it. It probably won't. I've noticed lately, with me not being on here that much, that I'm not seeing as many people on my page. Resting today, I've been in the field all week. Oh man, I know that feeling. Frying bacon grease, put bacon back in cheese. Oh man, that sounds so good. Yeah, it sounds good. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Sharon, what you guys doing all types of vegetables in the field, or are you doing just different sharecropping? You can't grow crops. Uh, it can be challenging if you don't have good ground. Of course, I know people that I used to work with. They would just buy pots and put them one on the porch or their deck and grow them out of pots. I think the coolest thing to come out some years ago. I can barely keep my plant house alive. Yes, tomatoes, cucumber squash. Wow, awesome. Very familiar with that. That's good. Uh, I remember when the tomatoes, you could buy a tomato upside down. It grew upside down. I guess it did. It hung upside down anyway. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I bought like me and Jen bought like three or four. All right, we bought like three or four of those upside down hanging tomato plants, and I think one grew. I can grow them upside right side up, whatever you want to call it, but I can't grow them upside down. Like nets, terrible. Um, we grew organic tomatoes one year, the purples. Man, they are so good. My mother, father-in-law can grow anything though. I love their corn and zucchini. Oh yeah, corn's my favorite. Sweet corn, man, I can't get enough of it. That's one thing I love. I usually grow a 90-day um, sweet corn. I try to grow Silver Queen, but if they don't have it, then I get the bicolor, and they're both sweet. One, the bicolor, you can actually get it in a 65 day grow. Yeah, it's a plant. It's for like the hairy homeowner. Somebody doesn't have much property or nowhere to grow anything or flower beds. You can buy the pot, and the pot actually. I don't know how to explain it. Uh, I think it comes in like a bag. I'm trying to remember how that worked, but it hung like a hanging pot, like a flower, and the plant grew down and it bloomed out. And the tomatoes, when they get ripe, they fall right off. That's the only thing. But I think that's what the bag was for. But that's maybe what we messed up on. I think we took the bag off too early or something. And you'd find the tomatoes all over the ground. G90. Uh, yeah, yes. There's a 60, 72, and 90. Yeah, it didn't. That's why it's like we got three or four, and I think one grew. But as soon as they ripen, they fall right off the stem, and then you find them split, or ants would get into them, or ladybugs, and we have a huge problem here with it's a form of a stink bug. It's a family of the stink bug, but they're a native of Delaware, state of Delaware, and they'll ruin anything that's in a garden or in the field if you don't spray them. They are awful, and they bite. I was out there one year taking them off by hand. I'd put seven dust on everything, and it that doesn't work, by the way. And I started taking them off by hand, and I had like a whole bottom of the bucket full of them. Yeah, G9. Yeah, and I did like 100 of them off plants, and I grabbed one out of like 100, and it bit me right on the end of my thumb, and I mean swelled my thumb up. Hey, Tammy, good to see you. Blessings to you. Gone bananas. Hello, good to see you. We're just in here talking about goodies, veggies. Yeah, G90's good. We also have something similar to it. That's a 70. I think I said it. 72 day grow, and it actually will grow and mature in 65 days. I've done that a couple of years, and it turned out really good. Yeah, it hurt. Potato bugs are awful too. They eat everything up. Tomato bug, potato bugs. So I went up to the farmer's place. Uh, Today's Sunday. Went up there Friday night, Friday evening, about 20 minutes before dark, and me and Gigi went, and because he had asked me to take him back up with me when I went back up, and we got up there, and we found out what's going on up there, and it's not very nice, and so we get up there, and I get all set up, and I kept having, and that place it has a phone tower not far from the property from the farm, so I always have 5 bars. Well, I ain't got to tell you. I get up there, I have 0 bars, can't do a live. And I said, well, maybe it's just, I'll get some. Hey, what's happening, Long Island? What's going on, my brother? Good to see you. We don't spray, we lose a lot of this. Oh, I got you. Yeah. See, we have a lot of organic farms around here, and they don't believe in it. I saw the code. Thank you, man. I apologize for stepping in front of you. I look. I was just telling everybody. I don't know if it's because I haven't been on that much, but I'm not getting notifications. I'm not seeing other people's lives until like after they start. Like cameraman did something the other night. I can't remember Friday or Saturday. I got home, got sat down, and he had already been on for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, man, or the video was, and I don't. It was I think a premiere or something. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we get up to the farm, and we're there for one specific reason, and it's the problem, what's been raising havoc up there. And like I said, there's no service. There's no nothing. And that place, like I said, always has service. The best. I think the best I've ever seen on the Eastern Shore. And I got a week to catch up. And so we head in. But with this time when we go in, we don't have time to stay there. I got you. And we went to the farmer's house this time in Park. We come in from the east this time instead of coming in from the west side. And we did that because that's where like ground zero is for all the screaming and the beating on the barn and this and that. So anyway, we get in there, we start, we talk to Mr. Ted for a second, we go right in the woods. And like I said, it's about 20 minutes to dark before dark. And we get in there and we get walking around, and And the video I did up there, or a couple whatever videos I did, I was talking about the farmer found a hut. So we found the hut. We went right to the hut. Well, standing there, and I'm trying to get everything together, set the get my flashlights out, and I try to go live again, can't go live, and then we hear this stomping, and it wasn't heavy walking, it was just stomping. So we're trying to decipher if it's like a knock, like a rotten limb, and then it gets louder. It's boom, 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 and then we feel it. You can feel it on the ground. Boom, boom, boom. And I looked at Gigi and I'm like, whoa. I'm thinking, oh boy. So the whole energy changes. And he said, let's split up. Let you go right and I'll go left, and we'll go around the hut, and then we'll just do like an egg shaped figure and meet back up about 100 yards in. Well, I've never had this happen before. I've felt energy before. Um, I've felt things like rush up behind me, but then just fade away. Well, I'm walking and I can still see him walking, the opposite side of me, like looping around. And I get about 40 to 50 yards, and I hear something coming. And I mean freight train, but I don't see it. Like my instinct was look up, and I panned left to right or right to left, whatever I did. I did like a 180 because I was getting ready. I did have a weapon with me because of what we found out. Okay, buddy. Thanks for dropping in, my friend. Blessings. I'll be back with you. Okay. Thanks, Mike. And like I said, all of a sudden I'm hearing heavy footsteps. And I'm not talking boom, boom. I'm talking boom, 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 boom. And I mean running at me. And I'm not seeing anything. And it came even times three. It just sped up. I mean, like wide open. If you can imagine in your mind, you can't see, but you can hear it, and you can hear it speeding up. Well, my hand to God, when it came at me, it stopped. It felt like 2 inches from my nose. It was like 100 mile an hour to zero, and it shoved me back. And I was standing up like this with my head back, and it was in my face, but I could not see it. And for the second time of ever being in the woods and going paralyzed, I went paralyzed. I couldn't move. I couldn't do nothing. The first thing I thought about was my sidearm. I couldn't touch it. I couldn't get my arms to move. I couldn't do nothing. And I'm in control now. When I tell you I'm in control when I go in the woods, I'm in control times 10. Like nothing phases me. And why I say that, not because I'm trying to sound like a hard nose or anything like that. Hey, DSR, good to see you. Um, I didn't feel like I lost control. I just felt like I could not move. And I know that sounds like I lost control, but like I had my wits about me. I knew what was going on around me. I wasn't zapped. I just knew I had danger this far from my nose. And I felt everything but a breath. I didn't feel it breathing on me. I didn't feel any of that. And the only thing, and I don't, and now this part I don't remember, but Gigi said that I yelled his name, and then I got quiet. And at that moment, it must have just backed off, or it disappeared. Well, it was already invisible. Whatever it was either cloaked or it was major spirit energy. And I asked Gigi what he thought it was, and he, to this day, I just talked to him about it 2 hours ago, and he seems to think that it was a cloaked being because he said he felt it and could see it by mind. as it was coming at me. He said he watched, even though he couldn't see it, but he watched until it stopped. And for you guys who don't know who he is, he's a medicine man, and they have great abilities. And he also said he knew to his heart, he felt that it wasn't going to affect me or hurt me, but it was there to put fear in me. And he said once it did what it did, and noticed that it didn't, put the fear of God in me or the devil or anything else. He said it backed off. It's like, oh well, that didn't work. And he said that it felt my protection and it backed it off. I've never ever in my entire life ever had an experience like that, and I've been around, as you guys know, some rough stuff. I went home, went to bed, said my prayers, went to bed, did some extra things, went to bed, and I had a what do you call it? I saw it in my dream, and it verified what me and Mrs. Linda figured out. It was about a week and a half ago. I think it's been a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Um, it's the craziest thing I've ever experienced. I hope I never experience it again. But if I do, I hope I can see it. That you go in the wood. Yeah, I definitely did. I've been with Blackfoot Indians for a while now, and the shield that I have around me is impeccable, and it was put to the test that day. Hey, what's up, Bo? And I don't know it when you can't see something. Yeah, that's nuts. That's that's you go in the woods thinking that there's going to be a day that you're going to see something blast past you, or you know just make a scene and you're going to see it, or cause a big event and you're finally going to see it. But when you don't, it's like, wow, it's not something that you got on your mind. That could possibly happen. That was the biggest thing for me. It was crazy to even try to process. And if I didn't have anybody there, it would have been like, okay, and it really still is like that. And what I mean is, like, you really can't speak on it because you have no evidence, but yet because you felt it. But I figured I'd share that with everybody. I need to let me see something here real quick, guys. I hope I don't cancel y'all. Let me see something. Uh, no, that's not it. It is, it just goes to show you that just what we learn and hear others say that um it was either Thursday or Friday night, DSR. I'm terrible with times and days, and especially here lately. Um, oh, no problem. It was it was last week, last or this past weekend. It was either Thursday or Friday. I think it was Friday. It's a new farm that I went to. Uh, Guy that called me up there. You're welcome. I thought I had already done it. You know me. Boom. Don't feel obligated. I just wanted you to have it. We all. I just learned how to do it anyway. I had to sit and think about it for a second. Um, but yeah, yeah. So what we came up with, oh, it's Nelson. Much love to you, Janelle. I love you so much. You're such a caring person and loving person, and you deserve it. Um, what was I going to say? Oh, so me and Mrs. Linda were going through some emails, and she called it. Like, you don't do that. Like with this specific being, you just it's very hard, and because of how they travel and how they can, go in and out of our dimension and so forth, and they do a lot of traveling invisible or through the deer or through different, other beings or other animals or people, and it's a touchy subject because a lot of people haven't experienced them or they just don't believe in them. But if you believe in any type of being, then you almost have to believe in them because they're a part of it, and it's a skinwalker, and they are very very dangerous, and it's been causing havoc on his place. I mean, his daughter won't even feed the cats in the daytime. She won't come outside. I mean, it's crazy. But so while we were there, um, we felt the energy push back. We felt the energy change. It was like it went from around the house to the back of the farm. Like it wasn't heavy pressure. It wasn't like it wasn't like it was laying on us. The air gets thick. Your chest weighs heavy. You know, it wasn't. It's just like it lifted because it was like that the whole entire time we walked in. So we're hoping we're going to let it sit for a few days, and he's going to call us and let us know if anything has changed, or if it's calmed down, or if it gets worse. Because a lot of times it'll get worse before it gets better. But that's the third time that we've actually gone in there and done that. So we're hoping that we pushed it back far enough with the Lord's prayer and protection that it knows we mean business. So hopefully we get good results, a good report back. Yes, it is, Tammy. That is a fact, and it comes in many shapes and sizes and forms, and it's just a thank you, Janelle. That's what I. That's one of the major things I've been taught being mentored is you gotta think that you are because the moment that you don't, that's when you weaken yourself. And when you're questioning yourself, I also learned that you're kind of you're messing with danger. So you got to be sure about yourself before you even step into a situation like that. And it took me a long time. It's taken me. I'm still learning, but it's taken me a lot to gain confidence. And I've got enough confidence now to where before I wouldn't go in the woods without something and somebody else. But a situation up there, I'm not. But with somebody equal to me, I will. And that's the thing, you got to know your surroundings. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you. Blessings to you. As long as you're aware of your surroundings and you got your stuff together and you're sure about yourself, it definitely makes a difference because I was having a lot of problems in the beginning. If you guys, most of you have seen all of my past videos, I was really, I was a mess going in and coming out, and they were just totally taking me over, and I was allowing it because I thought it was okay. That's what was supposed to happen, but you've got to be in charge. And there's so many different things up there. It's like the public land I go to. Hey, Mr. Carson, good to see you. Blessing, sir. Thanks for dropping in. I'm sitting out here on the porch, telling a little story and watching the storms. They're coming off today, but yeah, it's working out good up there. I think that's just what I got from it the last visit, and things are coming around full swing for the farmer. I just I'm curious to hear in the next few days how things are. But we have another plan up our sleeve if it doesn't change, um, or if it's still lingering, um, and that normally will nip it in the bud. Thank you, thank you. That's the wonderful thing about when we all get on here, when all of our energy comes together. It's that's when we're at our most powerful. I think that's what I'm learning, and um, boy, when I get you guys on a live and I go in somewhere, whoo, can't be touched. That and even if can, I don't allow it no other way. That's the way I think. No matter where I'm at, what I'm doing, each moment I take a step. That's one of my armors. That's You can't change my mind, no matter what I'm approaching. And that's taught me a lot. My biggest problem's been I was afraid that's what was causing problems. Yeah, yeah, that it definitely it was a surprise to me. I mean, I like I said, I was thinking so many other things, and then wasn't thinking about certain certainties. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to remember what I was saying. Oh, my what I just what I've learned the most here in the last month about myself is I'm just too. I wanted things to happen a week ago. Michael Jackson. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Blessings to you. Thank you. Much love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. That's amazing. Yes. Absolutely, Janelle. It is. Wow. You just I just went speechless. I can't even think about what thank you so much. Yes, it is. And you, Mr. Carson, is one of the first ones that told me, slow it down. And Gigi, slow it down. And then, of course, me, I'm thinking, me? Nah. And yeah, yeah, wide open all the time up until, I started paying attention and listening. And just, I learned with me going, as soon as I step in the woods, I go wide open. And now I'm dealing with a new, well, it's not new. I've done it from day one and I didn't realize it as much up until recently. And I have some subs that wear hearing aids or just plain and simply can't hear me because I get in this mode and I get in the woods and I'll start whispering. And I swear to you guys, and I don't like using that like that, but I truly don't realize I'm doing it. And I'll get in there and I'm talking to you normal, and I'll start feeling the energy and I'll start hearing the voices and I'm seeing or I'm hearing, I'm locking in what I'm hearing following me, and I'll go, okay, guys, now I know you guys heard that. And then I'll get even lighter. And I don't catch it until I'm either almost through or I'm done. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why did I do that? And I know it's not because I'm trying to like hide from them, or it's not that at all. I think that before I learned how to engage their energy from them, it was taking total control of me. But I just did it again the other day at the public land. I started whispering, and then I called it. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? But then I did it on and off. So that told me that I'm getting a hold on it. I'm more aware of it. And my point, what I'm getting to is, I want to apologize to you guys that can't hear me. That I ordered an external mic from my shirt. So if it does happen, you're still going to be able to hear me, but you'll also be able to hear anything tracking me or following me, because I really enjoy when you guys can hear what's coming up, or you know like off to the side of me. That's when I go to the TV. Yeah, that's a good idea, but I'm gonna make it easier for you guys because I know that that's terrible when you can't hear. Take time learning your enemy. This is an advantage in battle. You fight the unknown enemy that fills the seas and goes wrong. Learn them. You'll win. Thank you, Mr. Carson. I keep a book on everything that Mr. Carson. I'll go back and write it down. Everything he tells me, I cherish it. I keep it right here. Thank you, sir. I've learned so much from this man. I need to make a phone call to him with some updates. I'm horrible, guys, at phone calls, and I forget, and that's facts. I really do. I forget half the time. It's been busy for me here lately, but I've been slowly removing myself and getting back to enjoying, life, and not being so involved in each individual thing as far as, jobs or duties or, you know, what have you. And that's just the best way to be, I think. Yes, it is. Yep, yep, DSR, yep. You're right. Boy, that wind is blowing. Yeah. I'm so grateful to be able to learn everything I'm learning, and in just this little bit of time, it's turned me around, and it's woken me up to the things I'm seeing and hearing and understanding what I'm hearing. Is just, it amazes me. It it'll humble you, because it's well. Thank you so much for that. I try. I come home. It's like work. You come home and you debrief and you go through it. You sort it out, and then I take some of it from each trip and I'll put it, or sometimes all of it, and I'll put it back out into the next one. And you know, I'm constantly putting new tools in my belt, and it's just been an amazing journey. I can't say it any other way. I'm so grateful that you know I feel chosen, which I know, but so grateful to have people like you, you guys. You guys are family to me. I love each and every one of you. And I was telling somebody earlier that I had to face some defeats just the other day, and I'm not used to that. Um, I've always been the kind that'll say, "Oh, you beat me. Okay, let's line back up and do it again, and we're going to keep doing it until I can't get up, or whatever." And I'm not trying to sound bully or anything. I'm talking about just as the everyday struggle, the life struggle, or anything, workforce, anything. And I told somebody earlier that I finally realized that I'm just a square, and I'm learning to be civilian, or be, I guess, how everybody lives in the everyday world. So that's been a struggle within itself, and I guess this was like this, and or too big to go through the door, and I had to come back to reality. Is basically what I'm saying, and all of this experience that I've had in the last month alone has brought me back down, and it all starting to make sense now. Because when you would tell me no, or you can't do that, I was so used to figuring out a way, or I don't know how to explain it. Yep. See, that's exactly right, Mike. Yep. I'm learning that now. I'm just regular folk. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Me too. Oh, I'm below that. Oh, oh, me. Boy, it's raining now. Oh, you can't see it. It's hard. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah, you can. I think you guys can. Big drops. Now it's supposed to do this right on through, and all through tomorrow. I'm a student of Billy, of yours, and all in chat. I learned much from you all. I pay very close attention to you all. Wow, that's one thing I've learned that you do. I'd like to just be a quarter of. If I could be this much of Mr. Carson, and I know you don't. It's not. How do you say it? You're not supposed to follow. You're supposed to lead. But I'm gonna tell you something. You're not following. When you pay attention to Mr. Carson, this man knows a thing or two, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to get into details or none of that because it's not necessary. But that's wonderful, Janelle. You know, that's what kind of rain was hitting you yesterday. Yep. Oh boy, now the wind's blowing. That's awesome. I've always I'm searching for food. Dark clouds here too. Oh wow. I was wondering if it reached you guys or not, Mike. Yeah. See. Yep. He is definitely. Mr. Carson is definitely the one to pay close attention to. I'm a close. I pay close attention to people that speak about mind speak. Hope to see you guys at 9. You will, Mike. Thank you for that. That way, at least I know now, and I can't. I don't have to sit around and wait for YouTube. And I should know anyway. But then that's another. Where was I? Where was? Oh yeah. Then you and Mike came along, and the rest was history. That's wonderful. Thank you. Me, look what you talk about me coming in. Look what Mike drug in the door. LOB, I'll be watching you for tonight. There you go. Sorry, guys. Get rid of the nasty stuff. But I'm gonna give a little shout out. It's probably going to embarrass him, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm proud of him. Uh, due to me, due to my bad habits, Bo, my son, has chewed tobacco since a young age. It's just a farmer thing, whatever you want to call it. Well, he put it down a couple weeks ago for the first time of probably a few, but in a serious note, and he quit cold turkey, and he did it with ease, and I don't know how he did it because I've tried. I'm working on it because if he can do it, I know I can. But I'm so proud of him for that, and it takes a lot to be able to put a habit down like that. And I just wanted to say that I know he's probably gonna be mad at me, but I just wanted to let him know and that I'm really proud of him. Thank you, Mr. Carson. He's a different seed than me. He's got that he's got that inner strength that he can just grab out anytime, and that's what I'm so proud of him for. That's right. That's right. You nailed it. You hit it right on the bullseye, bro. That is right. Yep. Oh boy, it's time for me to go in. It's lightning. All right, guys, listen. I hate to run on you, but I'm sitting out on the port and it's lightning now. I don't know if you guys heard that. Yeah, and you did it for your career. That's right. Paid firefighter. That's right. That's right. And your kids. Cameraman is trying. It's not showing up. We gotta look into that. Yeah, and there's somebody else, Mike, that you guys know who it is. He messaged me and I can't respond back to him. Janelle knows him. Miss Linda knows him. McGuire or McIntyre. I'll have to go back and look. I can't. I can't respond to him, and he's like upset with me, and I'm like, it's not anything I'm doing. I'm trying to answer you back, and I can't get back. I can't. respond to him, but I can see his messages. So that's strange. Oh man, that is sharp lightning. Let's see if it does it again. Google moderator. Sometimes it does it. Okay, okay, I'll do that. Google moderator. All right, DSR. Thanks for dropping in, brother. Blessing. Hope you go to get stuff. See you later, everyone. Okay, Janelle. Much love. Blessings to you. Thanks for dropping in. I'll see you guys tonight. Much love to each and every one of you. Blessings to each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys tonight on Mike's at 9 o'clock. Thank you guys. I love you. And thank you, Michael Jackson. Thank you so much, sir. He said hi and he has a lot to tell you. See you. Okay, awesome. And I'll work on that, Mike.